Some of the people with the strongest voices criticizing government, we put them to try them. They failed. They failed. Some of them were given chief executives to some organizations in this country. They opened the accounts of those organizations in their own personal account. Those of you are old enough. If you doubt that, give me, I'll tell you the name. I don't want to put you people in a crisis, but we have them. And they are the staunchest critics of government. So please, let us abandon this path of we are a failure. We are not a failure. Nigeria is not a failure. This government has not failed. When Nigeria is Nigeria, we have a population of not less than 200 million people. No African country that I know has that population to feed. Yes, we failed here and there in terms of managing things and the rest of it, even at government level. I admit this. I admit this. But let us not aggregate those samples here and there of what you can see as measurable failure as a failure of the whole country. No country, no matter how civilized, no matter how good the economy is, has no failings. See what's happening in America. They are a democracy. Are we more democratic than they are? Are we more civilized than they are? The education is their own education. The culture is their own culture. We still see cracks of failure. Till today, how many years after the abolition of slave trade to bring humanity equality, people are still talking of somebody being black, one being white? Is it in this country? Why don't we see those things? Why don't we point at them so that they can see also people like you in your generation? You've seen failures on their side too. Every time that's accusing finger of failure is to us. We are not being fair to ourselves. And this failure, look, I've celebrated 75, and it's in the Islamic balance I'm 77 plus now. Okay? My hope is that my children, and I have children, will have a future in Nigeria. That's my hope. And when I hope that for my children, I have same hope for you. For you. My hope is I will leave this world for my younger ones, my children. Just as I feel the same way for you. So I feel a sense of responsibility and duty to talk to government in a manner that government will understand me as a friend of government, not as an enemy of government. When we start shouting on rooftops, when you see a system that cannot nib a crisis at formative period, then the chances are everyone that comes along the line, the generation, will inherit it. If a family, head of a family, father and mother have leprosy, and they didn't treat the leprosy, then you come as the person next in the estate, the chances are you will suffer the same medical problem. The same way. No Nigerian problem started with this government, with the Buhari administration. Not one of them started during this time. Maybe as we move on, the problem has become more and more pronounced than before. I cannot deny that. There's more banditry today than there was at independence. There has been more problems with Boko Haram over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years than there ever was at independence. But I first heard of Boko Haram way back about 1980-81 when I was secretary of MPN. I went to Kano. I remember they had to raise a special military force to go and dislodge them in Kano. They happened in Maiduguri. They happened in Bulunkutu or something like that. If you are old enough to get in your papers. So there's nothing today that is new. There are only new occurrences. Maybe they were overwhelmed with fire, they went underground, they've resurfaced. All right? We used to read terrorism before, or see it in television like a joke. We are with it now. It didn't start here. And it may not end here. Okay, let's tighten our seatbelts and face the reality of our situation, our age. I hope I've answered your second question.
The third person, Obidon, independence.